Did you ever walk into a room and instantly feel your confidence vanish? That voice in your head whispers, "Everyone can tell I don't belong here. I'm just pretending to know what I'm doing." Self-doubt is the silent killer of leadership potential. It sabotages your authority before you even open your mouth. But here's what most people don't realize. This isn't just a you problem. I've worked with hundreds of high-performing leaders, and I can tell you that 80% of them battle this exact same demon. Today, I'm going to show you how to recognize when self-doubt is undermining your leadership and give you the exact tools to transform it into unshakable authority. Hi, I'm Revathi, a leadership coach, and this channel is where your transformation into a leader will happen. Self-doubt shows up in specific, predictable ways. The problem is, most of us don't recognize these patterns until they've already damaged our credibility. Think about the last important meeting you attended. Did you apologize before sharing an idea? Did you physically make yourself smaller in your chair? Did you use phrases like, "I might be wrong, but," or "this is just my opinion"? These seemingly small behaviors send powerful signals that undermine your leadership presence. But before I show you how to fix them, let's understand what's really happening beneath the surface. Recognizing the signs. Self-doubt leaves fingerprints everywhere, in your words, your body language, and even in your email communication. Let me show you the most common signs. First, your language gives you away. Phrases like, "I'm not sure if this makes sense, but," "I could be wrong about this," "Sorry to interrupt, but." These verbal qualifiers undermine your message before you've even delivered it. Second, your body betrays you, making yourself physically smaller, avoiding eye contact, speaking too softly or too quickly, excessive nodding, even when you disagree. I once worked with a brilliant vice president who would physically back away whenever challenged in meetings. She had no idea she was doing this until we recorded a session. Her ideas were excellent, but her body language screamed uncertainty. The third sign is what I call expertise amnesia. You downplay your accomplishments and experience, treating your hard-earned knowledge as if it were random luck or not particularly valuable. Let me ask you, do you find yourself constantly seeking external validation before making decisions? Do you struggle to own your expertise even in areas where you have years of experience? These are classic signs of imposter syndrome, the persistent feeling that you've somehow fooled everyone and will eventually be exposed as a fraud. The confidence paradox. Here's the paradox that keeps many of us trapped. We think we all need to feel confident before we can act confidently. But the truth is exactly the opposite. Confidence isn't something you wait to feel. It's something you practice until you become. This is why fake it till you make it actually has scientific merit, though I prefer to call it practice it till you become it. When I first started training leaders, I was terrified. My palms would sweat, my voice would shake, and I was convinced everyone could see right through me. But I made a commitment to myself. Even if I didn't feel confidence, I would act as if I were. I practiced power poses before sessions. I eliminated undermining language from my vocabulary. I spoke with deliberate pacing and stood my ground during challenges. And something fascinating happened. After about 3 months of practicing confidence, I realized I wasn't practicing anymore. I had become genuinely confident. This transformation is backed by neuroscience. Research shows that the body and the mind are connected. Changing one's physiology can change one's psychology and vice versa. When you adopt the external behaviors of confidence, your brain literally rewires itself to match. Your testosterone levels increase while your cortisol, the stress hormone, decreases. Here's my challenge to you. For the next 30 days, commit to practicing confidence behaviors, especially when you don't feel confident. The Transformation Toolkit. Let me give you 5 practical techniques that will immediately transform your leadership presence. First, the power stance technique. Before important interactions, stand tall with your feet shoulder width apart, hands on the hips or stretched overhead for 2 minutes. Research shows that this power pose actually changes your hormone levels and reduces anxiety. 2. The language audit. Record yourself in your next meeting or presentation. Then count how many times you use undermining phrases like just, sorry, kind of, or I think. Create a personal list of banned phrases and practice eliminating them. 3. The reframing method. Transform self-doubt thoughts into possibility questions. Instead of, I'm not qualified for this, ask, how can I leverage my unique perspective here? Instead of, they'll think my idea is stupid, ask, how can I present this idea most effectively? 4. The expertise inventory. Create a document listing every skill, accomplishment and area of knowledge you've developed. Update it weekly. Review it before challenging situations to combat expertise amnesia. 5. The daily confidence ritual. Spend 5 minutes each morning writing down 3 specific strengths you bring to work. Research shows the simple practice significantly increases leadership effectiveness when done consistently. One of my clients, Priya, was passed over for promotion twice because she didn't command the room. After implementing these 5 techniques for just 6 weeks, she not only received the promotion but was asked to lead a high visibility project because of her executive presence. The transformation isn't just about how others see you. It's about also breaking the cycle of self-doubt that keeps you playing small. Self-doubt doesn't disappear overnight. Even after years of leadership, the voice still visits me sometimes. The difference is that now I recognize it as a visitor, not the truth. True leadership authority doesn't come from having all of the answers or never feeling uncertain. It comes from owning your expertise, acknowledging your growth areas, and showing up fully despite your doubts. I'd love to hear which of these techniques resonates most with you. Drop a comment below and share one undermining habit you're going to work on this week. If you want to dive deeper, I have created a complete self-doubt to leadership authority workbook that you can download through the link in my description. And if you found this valuable, please share it with someone else who might be battling self-doubt. Remember, that confident leader you admire probably struggles with these same issues. They've just learned the techniques to move beyond them. Thank you for watching. And remember, your authority as a leader isn't determined by that voice in your head. It's determined by the actions you choose to take.